be a direct daughter of Come On 4783, and her mother would be Hillbilly Bone 92-2, a sow that we built around back in the day. She raised Sweet Emotion and Skittles and lots of other boars that we funneled through the RW program. Would be the great grandmother of these guys. And so Hillbilly Bone, Superman, 8-Ball on the bottom side, some pretty interesting stuff. And then we've got the relevant Kyle Canal bloodline on the top side, being out of a WAP daughter. This young sow took a little while to get going because she came through at an odd time, and not that she didn't do her thing. It's just that we had a hard time running her through the system, but we're sure glad that she's on board now. And this would be her very first litter. And there's some freak factor in this litter going on, guys. I mean, these 124s are pretty wicked. Mostly the thin belted one, if you saw her in person and read her skull, it's pretty impressive. That would be, I don't know what number she is. We'll talk about her. That's the 82 gilt. This little bitty 84 gilt, she's the one that's got a little bit of a pale colored tip to her ear. She's super immature, but she's going to get better. And then that white-legged gilt in the very back is dash 83. And guys, I think she's big league in my mind. I mean, that one reads stout, but really sexy and has super range of motion and flexibility. But I think she's going to be kind of a wicked female and stand a lot of heat. My money's probably on this belt, the thin belted one, to be the generator if you're talking about barrels or boars. But man, that mostly white gilt is certainly ready for the show ring today.
Yeah, she's pretty striking when she comes in. I mean, that's extremely unique in where her neck comes out the top of her shoulder. I mean, and then she looks like she just kind of carved out her jawline. Her front third of her body's extremely impressive. I'm talking about the chromed up gilt, but then that view right there, you can tell she's got a good big chest floor. There's blade lays in her square, and still really good. She's got great big front feet too. Whenever she came out of the wash rack, you could tell that about her. So a pretty unique combination in terms of that extra presence and elevation up front, but more than anything, where that head and neck come out of the top of her shoulder, and then she's got the skeletal stoutness to go along with.
Yeah, we're not too far removed on the sow family on this litter, as far as like being able to use a relevant boar, a youthful young boar that's relevant, and on top of a really, other than the WAP bloodline, a pretty old sow line that's got it down here at RW Genetics for a long time. And so for those of you that are pedigree junkies like I am, there's a lot of sow power behind this deal. 2 generations deep, and it's old RW stuff that dates back to the middle, like 2008, 2009 era. And some of you might think that that's kind of a little bit who cares, irrelevant kind of information, but to me that comes from an era that kind of helped put me on the map, and I still think it's really kind of cool to see the influence of that sow family gelled with a really high-end, a couple of high-end males that have a lot of predictability here in today's world. So even this little gilt's awful nice. Can't count her out. The little one is dash 84, and so that would make her 60. And the mostly white gilt that we think has got all the bells and whistles, that's the dash 83. So that makes her 59, and then the real stout one, the thin belted, would be lot 58. That's a real nice trio.